is some collection on that wall, right? Like some of the other things my mother threw away, my hop-along castle.
They are very expensive now.
That's such a pity. Well, you rode the Battleship Texas the other day back to River as an old, is it submariner or submariner? I've never gotten that.
Submariner. We always felt like submariner sounded like we were something less than mariners. You know?
As an old submariner, that must have been a great thrill for you, huh?
It really was, yeah. Of course, I'm kind of partial to anything that floats. And I'm especially partial to that Battleship. I wasn't there when they moved it in the first time in 1948. In fact, I was out of the country at the time, or I would have been there. Old Lloyd Gregory, who was the chairman of the organization that brought it here with a great deal of help from the JCs, was a dear friend. And so I've been exposed to the Battleship ever since she's been in these waters. I never had any connection with it, never even laid eyes on it before that. I was in the Pacific at the same time it was, but I never saw it.
Well, it's a remarkable legend in this part of the world. I mean, 2 or 3 generations of kids have crawled all over that thing and learned something about boats and big ships like that.
And the nice thing about it is they're still going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Even though they put down these great-looking wood decks and everything is ship-shape again, they're still going to let people use it. And
you have a special coming up, I know,
on the Battleship.
On Labor Day weekend, we're going to do an hour on the history of the ship and the restoration and the trip back to San Jacinto.
Well, that should keep you out of trouble for a while, Ray.
About a month.
All right. See you again next Sunday. Thank you. We have a little review and a little preview now. Let's look back first to December of 1988 when they extricated the Battleship from the mud there at the battleground, and they started it down the channel to Galveston for refitting. First then that fine moment last Thursday when this old gray lady, now the old blue lady, was returned to her rightful home, afloat this time, the way battleships are supposed to be displayed.
It's a culmination of several years of getting it ready to go so that they can do this refurbishing.
I just think it's just so marvelous. I don't have words to express the happiness I have after 2 years of hard work raising funds and seeing what you're seeing right now.
I was here the day they gave her to Texas with all the hoopla. My husband was on board at that time, and maybe I'll be around to see her come back in all of her glory and finery.
Well, she did come back. That was December of 1988. Then on Thursday, bearing a cargo of Navy and Marine veterans who served aboard her, the Battleship was moved back to her San Jacinto berth.
Go ahead, Iggy. Yeah, I just want to make sure you heard about that tanker coming down. What you got? We got a tanker coming down. Kind of keep an eye on your gangway and your stern lines. All right.
Can't leave without the Marines, sir.
Here he goes. There you go. Here's it. I'm fired.
8 and 9 are off. If I got no line handlers on the pier, I use my guys to get 8 and 9 off.
Guys, clear. We're staying on the first.
This is the way we used to clean the deck, back when it was the original wood deck. Occasionally they would have to put lime, this is what we would know as whitewash. They'd cover the deck with whitewash. That's for your spring and your stern line back there. Is this your headline now? Okay.
I last saw the ship in 1946, and I was with her the invasion of Okinawa, and it's quite, well, it's a thrill to come back now after over 40 years. She looks like she could do it again. They really did a good, beautiful job on restoring her. The only thing I wish they would have done is painted gunmetal gray, which was the color I remember.
I was here in 1976, and they had everything stripped off of this thing. It looked like a rust hulk then. And it's just completely changed now. It's like it was when I was on it.
No, I was just telling one of the other fellas that I never thought I'd see the day that I would be on board when she was underway, you know. Oh, it looks great. I think the wooden deck has improved it tremendously.
I've been down in Houston quite a number of times, helped kick off fundraising campaigns, and the people of Texas have really come around. Oh yeah, that's tremendous. I mean, each time there's always a big turnout. It's really wonderful.
Okay, and Drake, dead slow ahead.
Dead slow ahead.
In fact, work a little stronger on her, Drake.
A little stronger.
All right, here it comes. Make it slow, make it slow. Make sure you got plenty of sight. What do you want to say? What's that? One of the hot. Good. Hey, everybody, wave your flag. Hey!
Battleship Texas, brought home last Thursday. It's set to be open to the public now on September 8th.
They're both nice kids.
Debbie Reynolds and Tony Curtis join the Rat Race. Monday, 3 o'clock, $1 Million Movie, here on 13.
The USS Texas has come home in all of her glory, painted a midnight blue, part of the camouflage colors that she wore in the Pacific during World War II. Commissioned in 1914, the Texas has had a long and illustrious career as a fighting ship. In fact, she is the only surviving American battleship to have served in both World Wars. She is a testament to American military might, but also to the spirit and the lives of the people who served aboard her. We're going to meet some of those veterans in just a moment, but first a look at all the pomp and ceremony of today's rededication.
He is a magnificent reminder of past battles and past wars fought to keep us free.
A monument with a glorious past, and now through the efforts of the people of the great state of Texas, once more a glorious future.
USS Texas has been called the miracle ship, and the men who served aboard her part of that miracle. The Texas story, one of victory and incredible survival. For them, it's been 45 years, but these three veterans can retrace the drama and the memories.
We had to do our job because they had no big guns ashore, and they had to call on the battleship to knock out the big guns, or we were going to lose a lot of men and maybe even lose a battle.
First Normandy, then the battle to take the critical port of Cherbourg.
These guns that the Germans had there were encased in concrete. They were tremendous guns, railway guns. They'd come out and shoot at you and go back in. The planes tried to knock those out before they called on us, and they couldn't do it. So the old battleship Texas went in there and knocked them out. We were firing everything we had for about 3 hours. And spurts of water from those railway guns were all over us. Of course, 2 of them hit us. One on the conning tower, which killed the one man that we lost. The other one went into the ship's officer quarter, but didn't explode, thank goodness.
Chris Christensen would be the only battle death on the Texas in 2 world wars. Byron Boyd was only 20 feet away, taking official notes on that battle in shorthand that he still remembers. You have to be proud to have served aboard.
Oh, yes, very definitely. Proud to be serving aboard on this ship because we had such a beautiful crew.
The thought echoed by James Lamb, who served the Texas as a signalman in the Pacific in '45. He revered the captain, Baker, as the miracle maker.
The people aboard the Texas, when they were having to go through all of these training drills, whined and complained and carried on something fierce. But when the time came for the Texas to defend herself, she could do it. And she did it admirably. We never had a kamikaze hit this ship. And I could show you pictures of kamikazes coming directly at this ship. And before they got there, the gunner shot them down.
Drexel Martin remembers retrieving one kamikaze from a downed plane. All hands turned out. They'd never seen the enemy so close. Martin, a Naval Academy graduate, commanded the 3-inch guns that fired first on enemy planes. He remembers Okinawa.
We were there bombarding for 60 days and nights. And finally, the Marines did manage to secure the island, and that was a very happy day for all of us.
And happy days so well-deserved return to the Texas. On deck and in the months ahead, below, she's returning to glory. The miracle continues.
Lucky ship from all standpoints. Even though it was old, and even though we had, during wartime, twice as many men aboard as it was actually built to accommodate, morale was still very, very high, and people on board were very proud of the Texas. So we can truly say that we were Texas proud. Not just Houston proud, but Texas proud.
We'll return with a gala tribute to the Battleship Texas.